Hello, gentles and ladymen. I'm Ulan Gaming, and I am casting my own game just by myself. I don't have anybody else with me at the moment. In a 1v1 competitive match, I just played against Danube Knight, playing Germany. Never met this player before. We had a pretty fun game, and I did some pretty cool stuff in it, and it made me proud of myself. So I wanted to show it off to you guys, and that's the main reason that this video exists. So I'm in 1v1 USA competitive. Playing my Marine strat is the plan. Marines is kind of my bread and butter. It's kind of what I am well known for in general, just across the board. And yeah, no, there's really not too much to say about that. Germany over here. He hasn't picked. Oh, he has picked his deck already. Germany over here is playing a mercenary strategy. He picked his deck pretty much right away, it looks like. But we are playing on, what map is this, Savannah? Yeah, Savannah. A very interesting map. Both players spawn close to a trade post site, except, weirdly enough, it looks like the trade post didn't generate on his side of the map. He has no trade post by his town center like he should have, which is a little odd, but it is what it is. Trying to micro down this treasure with the 85 food here. And yeah, there's not really too much happening at the very beginning of the game here. It's very much so early game blues. And unfortunately I don't have somebody else. There's only two of us here, so I don't have somebody else to bounce to and talk about what they're doing. But yeah, right now... Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't know I could ping. Ah! I didn't know you could ping while during these playbacks. I thought it just played the commands of the people in the game. But there's my explorer microing down the 85 food, and he is just starting to send his two settler wagons right as my French immigrants are about to arrive. Now, at this point here, I took a look at his deck, and I saw... Oh, I took a look at his deck at this point here, and you know, the first thing I noticed was he doesn't have Age 2 filled out like a lot of people do. And he has 4 Landsknechts, he has 8 Harquebussers, he has 12 Jaegers, he has 9 Black Riders, he has 10 Landsknechts, he has 7 Elneti, he has the Highland Mercenary Army, he's spamming mercenaries. And I'm like, okay, well, let me modify my Marine strategy as such. The plan is to create spies instead of Hussar. Now, unfortunately, a meeting house is not something I can create from the Virginia wagon, but I can do something that can help spies out from the military wagon I get from Egypt, even if it's not a meeting house. So that was the plan I had going into it, was to create an on-the-fly spies variant of my Marine strat that I've never done or tested before in a competitive game. But, you know, that's what a lot of this game is. It's about adapting to your opponent, you know? We've got it. Okay. Our explorers have a little brush here, but not too much going on. Looks like he collected the goat treasure. I've never been a fan of the goat treasures, in all honesty, just because they don't start out very fattened at all. They you know, because the water buffalo that you collect on the map, they start fattening the moment the game starts, you know. But the goats, they start very unfattened at like the minimum amount right from the beginning, and it's just, you know, it doesn't feel good, you know. But it doesn't matter. I'm starting to age up to 2 with Virginia, as per usual with the Marine strategy. And I am noticing a distinct lack of treasures. One of the biggest advantages to USA is that USA can take very big treasures very early on in the game through the use of Minutemen. But unfortunately, 1v1 Savannah just doesn't have that many treasures for you to take. And so sometimes it feels like your Minutemen are kind of wasted. I should have also been smarter and just kept my I like sent my Minutemen out whenever I sent them to like explore this bottom part of the map down here, which I think may have been a little bit of a mistake, just because I kind of forgot for a little bit that I was fighting Germany and we'd be facing Ulan raids, and that did end up causing me to lose the villager just because my Minutemen weren't there to protect it. But in any case, we're about to discover the Germany town center. as we speak. Built his market so close to his town center that you can't actually squeeze through there at all, and it made my explorer go a long way around, which kind of annoyed me a little bit, but you know, it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
Germany player mostly focusing on food and wood. It looks like he's trying to use his starting coin and any coin treasures he's grabbed to collect some market upgrades. Most notably, he has hunting dogs, and he has hunting dogs. He does not have gang saw yet, and he's getting placer mines. Looks like he's hit some kind of threshold. Everybody's moving off of wood. Everybody's over to food, and in comes the 3 settler wagons into Ulan's shipment. One of the best H2 shipments in the entire game, really. Over here, I have used my military wagon to construct a tavern to give me an extra villager's worth of coin gathering, because I know I'm going to need lots of coin if I'm going to make if I'm going to make spies later, which is currently the plan of attack. Sending Virginia Plan in, of course, as the standard first USA card in H2 for Fast Fortresses. Virginia Plan is the best individual shipment in the entire game, but it's really only super valuable if you. It's really only super valuable if you are fast fortressing. Generally, if you want Age 2, there are much better options than Virginia for Age 2, such as Pennsylvania or Massachusetts. Are both very, very strong picks for Age 2, especially Massachusetts, which most people underappreciate and undervalue. But now we have the goats from this treasure. I got them anyways, just because why not? I might as well do something with my Minutemen. We have the Econ, which I did note and considered taking, but don't have them yet. And, see, this is what I mean when I say I really should have kept my Minutemen a little bit closer to the chest, since I knew there weren't very many big treasures around. As these 2 Ulans are going to snag a villager, and they wouldn't have done that had my Minutemen been there. So, and they come towards my base. He probably should have scouted this out a little bit more early on. But one of the few nice things about Ulans is that they have a very high hand attack in the second age, so they are able to just mow down a villager really quickly before it has a chance to get back to the town center. I mean, that villager was not very far away from the town center, and just 2 Ulans were able to kill it before it showed up to the to be rescued.
Yes.
But now I have the Minutemen here, so I can scare off any further pick attempts. Germany now sending 700 coin.
Hallo? Bereit.
Can't see what text he's gotten just at the moment. He got this. He's getting this 85 coin treasure that I'm really wishing that I had seen at some point, but it is not to be.
Auftrag, ja.
Elon's getting sniped from the TC. Mostly ignoring them with the villagers until they come closer. He's maneuvering around. There come the Minutemen, but unfortunately they don't get a chance to get their first volley off before the Ulans are too far away to shoot. He did only see 6 Minutemen, though, and he doesn't see the second batch that's coming out here. I, of course, have, by this point, sent the 700 coin and the Virginia General Assembly, so I have the faster age up. And Germany is currently aging up with the Marksman instead of the Exiled Prince. I'm pretty sure Germany has the Exiled Prince. This is a bit of a curious choice. I'm not sure what the Marksman provides. I think it's crossbowmen or maybe skirmishers. I'm not entirely sure. But he is now getting Gang Saw and Greatcoats. Greatcoat's going to provide a massive boost to his settler wagons, which have range resistance. Make them just super tanky. Tries to come in for a raid, but by this point I'm age 3, and I have 12 Minutemen and my 5 regulars, and so I more or less more than halve the total HP and number of Ulans that he has on the field. He's currently gathering as much coin as he possibly can, getting ready to send his first mercenary shipment upon hitting age 3. If I were him, I definitely probably would have aged up to the Exiled Prince, but I'm not sure if they have the Exiled Prince or not, so I don't really know how much that's actually saying or providing when I say that. He does have a shipment stockpiled, though. Now, as USA, I'm getting my town centers here. And these 3 villagers, which are gathering the XP crates, which I need to send the Marines card. Now, normally, after these 3 are done getting the crates, I have them go to food. But in this case, I need that little bit of extra wood gathered so I can get a meeting house up. So once they get done with these crates, these 3 villagers are going to go over to wood instead of food. You see one town center going out. The second one is going to go up right around here. And we also see I'm starting my age up to age 4 through the use of the Indiana Mammoth Improvement card. A card I sent earlier, but mistakenly forgot to activate right away. Journey definitely playing with a very heavy economic start through use of getting all of these upgrades. He's got an outpost and a trading post up. Again, it's really weird that he had to build a trading post forward when it really should have been, you know, towards the back here. Okay, yes, the marksman provided 6 skirmishers. That was what he aged up with, was 6 skirmishers. Kind of an interesting pick, a little bit of a late fast fortress, if I do say so myself. Yeah. But it still will be a powerful one due to just the firepower that Marines, that mercenaries provide. Starting to build up a town center. My meeting house is currently going up. I'm shipping the Culpeper Minutemen, queuing up some spies. Their Culpeper Minutemen arrives. Once I get this next batch of 6 Minutemen, then I'm going to start pushing ahead. I do see that he has the outpost here. Or not the outpost, the trade post. There's the next batch. So I spot his deck, and I don't know how often this happens to him that he has somebody specifically make spies to counter mercenaries like this. But in any case, it was something that he just allowed me to do. Now they are visible on the bottom, but now they've gone into stealth. Just due to the outpost's insane line of sight. I don't think he actually spotted them. He's probably distracted by the massive Minutemen horde. But in come his Black Riders. Down goes his Explorer. Now, I mistakenly thought that the town center was the only thing that was... I tried to click his town center to burn it down, but I accidentally clicked the settler wagon that was making it. And because the town center actually went up when I definitely could have sieged it down beforehand. These spies did get noticed because the town center came up, but again, I don't really think he noticed. The Black Rider shipment is in. Black Rider's normally a very powerful shipment, providing 40 range attack and just several thousand HP. With 9 of them, that's more than 4,500 HP worth of units that I have to burn here. And he's, of course, following it with the Hessian Jaegers. And he's got the Sturms just kind of picking away, but I'm kind of just ignoring the Sturms because they don't do that much damage to my Marines, because they have a lot of HP. And I'm just kind of, trying to take my time to siege down and wait. Now, I think, paying attention to my eco or something like that. I do see the Black Riders, so I try to back away, moving into the fog of war, let's say. And I'm trying to bait, yeah, there it is. I'm trying to bait the Black Riders to go into the spies, and look at that. One of the Black Riders just down immediately, forcing the rest of the Black Riders to kind of hit and run. Now the spies go away, and they're going to drop back into stealth as soon as they're out of view. Now he knows I have the spies, though, and he needs to be very careful of them. We have the Jaegers in as well. The Jaegers, very, very good shipment. And we're also getting the cannon. Over on my end, I've just had my Gatling guns arrive, and I'm continuing to train more spies as we go. Yes. We're currently at 6 spies alive. Once again, he's run his Black Riders too far in, and those spies just get on top of the Black Riders immediately and shred their HP bar. He's already down from 9 to, he's already down 6 Black Riders. Which is just ridiculously fast for the rate that he's losing these. Now the spies are running into melee. with the Jaegers. The spies do 100 damage per hit at 1.5 speed to Jaegers in melee. Look at this, look at this. Stowie thinks all the spies are gone, but I do have more being trained at the moment, I think. Or no, I don't. Oh, yeah, I have 3 more that are on the battlefield ready to go. Gatling guns are in, taking care of the Jaegers. Shooting down that Falconet. And game is called. And so I wanted to show this game off because it shows that strategies are versatile. You know, normally I have spare resources that I use to make Hussar, but in this case I spent a little bit extra and made spies in order to specifically counter an enemy strategy. And it also is a good representation of, you know, if you're going heavy in the mercenaries, don't, you know, fully show off that that's what you're doing in your deck. You know, add a couple extra cards. You know, he could have easily replaced 4 Landsknecks with something else, or even the 10 Landsknecks, as Landsknecks aren't really the strongest of mercenaries. And it would have made me second guess myself. But the fact that he had every single mercenary shipment under the sun in this deck just made me immediately recognize that that's what he was doing, and so I created the counter in the form of spies. Which just wreaked havoc all over his troops, you know, killing more than half of his Black Riders. Or I think all of them by the end. I don't think he has a single Black Rider left alive, although I think the Marines got 1 or 2 of those. And overall, you just have to be extremely careful when it comes to foretelling what your enemy's strategy is. And if you recognize that your enemy is doing something very obvious, and you can you can change your strategy or modify it in some way to counter, do it. Do it. Countering is good. You know, countering equals good. You need to counter your opponent. And in this case, that was in this case for me, that was creating spies to counter the German mercenaries. Because he had nothing after that. His entire strategy was based on sending out the mercenaries as fast as possible and pushing with a huge power spike. And he just wasn't able to do that because I shut him down with the spies. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day, and goodbye. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This was, as ever, a ton of fun to make. If you enjoyed the video, please do consider subscribing. It really helps the channel out, and have a great day.